Hi, Howard. Today our topic is about source of information and data collecting. The different task analyze methods allow you to structure data about tasks. However, the resulting task analyze can only be as good and as the original data. The process of the task analyzing is not a simple one of the collect data, analyze and the organize and the present result. Instead, the process of analyzing will often throw you back to your original source with new question and insight. Ideally, the process then should be iterative with periods of the data collection interspersed with analyze. In practice, limitations of the time and the cost will cut this short. So the skill of the analyst lies in the foreseeing possible problems in analyzing and obtaining relevant data as quickly and economically as possible. The extreme cost of the direct observation suggests that where possible, the analyst ought to make maximum use of the cheap source of the information, such as manuals or pilot studies, before embarking on more costly collection exercises. Documentation. The easiest source of the data for the analyst is the exciting manuals, instructions, books, letters, trainings, materials, etc. for the task. These are the most likely to be focused on the specific items of the equipment or the software computer, but this is often the focus anyway. Furthermore, they may be corporate rule book and job the description which may be used to obtain information about task in a wider context. It should be remembered that these sources typically tell you how people are supposed to perform tasks, not what they actually do. In addition, equipment specific manuals are likely to tell you about the functions of the device rather than the way it is used to perform a specific task. For example, a word processor may describe a centering menu button, but this would be used as a part of the specific task should a writing a chapter title or producing a figure caption. Although the structure of the material in these sources may be misleading, they are useful for providing basic action than the objects involved in the task. These lists may be incomplete as they will often ignore non-device actions. For example, the word processor manually may not mention that use of the physical filling cabinets. However, manual forms a starting point for future analysis and may be used the structure experimental studies or the interviews. One can ask questions such as when do you use the centering option. Also, the lists obtained from manuals may be compared with those of the direct observations. Unused facilities or the objects may indicate either that the facility of redemption or that in part of the rare producers it is of course just these rare producers which may be missed entirely by direct observations. A rule book and the job description can be used as the part of an interviewing process. Your job description say, is that right, or may be compared against observation and then reflected back to the subject according to the instruction you do but actually you did. Of course, for such questions to be useful, it is essential that the subjects are not put on the defensive or believe that their bending of the rules will be reported back to the management. This sort of issues is central to analyze for computer supported cooperative work as we saw in chapter 14. Observation. Some form of the direct observation, whether formal or essential. The advantages and disadvantages of each approach were discussed in detail chapter 9. Aggregately observation in the field in the ideal as this is the real task. However, there may be better recording facilities in the laboratory. This allows us to find out the reason where the subjective performs central. We discuss different recording methods and the postponed through works in chapter 9. Extremely difficult to keep tracking on the reader focus on the pages. To give an idea of the relevant things where we English graduate homed quickly onto the correct page that took children someone, but once they were on the right page both were so quick That is hard to give met on the relevant right of the center comment by the subject on position of P dictionary gets the page in the middle of the section O. Page begins with para words. Subject says unsure whether spelt with C or K. Says shall look for C letter. She explained that the presence of the para words made the task confusing. Now our topic is going to be closed. We will meet in next video. Allah Hafiz.